tackling a sensitive topic, when to rehome your dog. We want to help you navigate through this. I know it can be a difficult decision or knowing when to rehome your dog, and you may be going back and forth. And I remember working with this family, and I definitely wanted to bring this up. Because oftentimes when you think about rehoming your dog, the first thing you go to is like, oh my gosh, my dog needs training. And I remember working with this family, and they went through training, and they called me 3 years later, and they stated they had to rehome their dog even after training. So I just want you to keep that in mind, that although may think that training is the solution, there may be circumstances outside of that where you definitely may need to rehome your dog. My name is Pamela Brown with Down for Paws Dog Training. Throughout the years, I've worked with several families with challenging situations just like this. And so I'm here just to offer you guidance on this roller coaster ride, like I said, when it comes to rehoming your dog, because I know it can be a difficult decision. So I want to jump right into the tips of how to go about navigating, like, when is it time to rehome your dog? All right. So first and foremost, if you are realizing that you have the lack of time or attention for your dog, then it may be time to think about rehoming your dog. We understand that circumstances may change. When you got your dog, maybe you were working from home and now you're at work 12 hours out the week, or maybe, I've been working recently with families who sadly have been going through divorces. So, maybe they had to rehome the dog because the new place is not taking the dog. So definitely lack of time and attention. Dogs definitely need a lot of attention. So if you can't provide that to your dog, you may think about rehoming it. Number two, financial constraints. I think many dog owners underestimate how much a dog costs just in general, lifetime span, just with no health issues. So if you realize that maybe you're struggling with vet visits, proper nutrition, maybe you can't afford the dog food that your dog needs or things like that, you may want to consider rehoming your dog. I see this a lot with senior dogs. I think sometimes we are so happy to have our dogs, we forget they're going to get old. And I've seen it happen with myself. My senior dog all of a sudden got sick, and her surgeries and all that cost up until she died was well over $8,000. So there are times where, you may even see it on social media, like, hey, I can't take in my dog. They have X, going on. I can't afford it. I want to rehome. So definitely, if finances are an issue, you want to think about rehoming your dog. Again, number three, going back to what I was talking about, incompatible living situations. Again, sometimes life circumstances change. You may no longer be able to live where you live. I have a dog trainer friend that's recently, she's like, oh my God, my landlord gave me 30 days to move. I have to find somewhere for my pet, Fortunately, she was able to find a place, but there may be circumstances where you were meaning well, you had a long-term plan, but boom, things change, you have to move. So that's the time where you may want to think about rehoming your dog if you can foresee long-term that the living situation is just not going to be compatible. Or I've had situations where, say the person moved to a new place that is pet friendly, and I see this a lot where people move from houses, they're downsizing, again, maybe they got a divorce, they move into like a condo, all the noise and mental stimulation is too much for a dog, they're not moving. So it's like, are we moving or are we rehoming the dog? So that's one situation that's pretty common. Another one that I see where you definitely want to think about rehoming your dog is aggression and behavioral issues. If this is persistent and you receive training and your dog's still aggressive, has some quirks and things like that, you definitely may want to think about rehoming your dog if it doesn't coincide with your lifestyle, or if you think you're not going to be able to navigate your dog that's aggressive. I say this a lot with families who have children in the home. Aggression is nothing to play with in general, but if you add a child to the mix, then you definitely want to think about safety first in rehoming your dog. And just a reminder, you don't want to take this lightly. We're not taking it lightly. And to be honest, when I have someone call me and I understand you feel guilty. It can be kind of embarrassing. But the first thing I say, if you were to call me like, you know what, I'm thinking about rehoming my dog, I'm going to tell you, you know what, thank you. Thank you for knowing that you cannot care for your dog. Thank you for wanting to find a better home for your dog because you are doing the right thing instead of just, either resenting your dog, keeping your dog, or putting your dog in a situation where they're not going to be okay. So thank you. Never feel guilty for, I wouldn't even call it rehoming. Let's rephrase that. Never feel guilty about wanting better for your dog, right? They said, don't ever feel guilty for wanting better for yourself. Same thing with your dog. So, and also remember, being a responsible dog owner also means, wanting the best for your dog, creating a safe, loving community and things like that. I hope that's giving you some insight of, if you're teeter-tottering about, rehoming your dog, how to go about it. Like I said, you don't want to take this decision lightly. Take your time. Belongs, is not a safety issue. If you have questions, you can always reach out to a trainer like myself, and we can kind of work through like what's the best options, your thoughts, your feelings, what's going on. But other than that, I hope you gain some insight. If you have any questions, drop them in a comment. If you want to watch the rest of the videos, and otherwise, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Other than that, I will see you next week with another great topic. Bye.